Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Plant Wish List Wednesday. All right, guys. Today we have two more exciting plants for you. If you guys are new, hi, I'm Pete. If you guys are new, each Wednesday I do a wish list plant. Well, I do two wish list plants that I have, of course, on my wish list that I would like to acquire. No given set time span, but let's just hope within a year's time I can cross out some of these plants. Now, I decided to do two plants because of the number of plants that I do have in that list. So, yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first plant on the list is the Philodendron McDowell. Now, some of you guys may have not heard of the Philodendron McDowell. I honestly have. I didn't hear from hidden here. I didn't know of this plant until maybe. Honestly, guys, it hasn't even been. It's probably been a full year now, give or take a month or two. But um, if you look at this McDowell, the leaves, I've never. Okay, let's make something clear. I've never seen a younger version of any of these plants, guys, except for technically one that I have now, which is my gloriosum. Is I don't know. You really can't because the it's growing from a nice little size chunk that just it needs to catch on, and once it catches on, then it's gonna be pretty big. But anyway, guys, um, yeah, I'm the only plant I've seen like that of that nature would be my gloriosum. But the pictures that you're seeing now, these lobes, these leaves are huge. Now, this philodendron McDowell is considered a crawler or a creeper. Let's just say a creepy crawler. This plant, instead of vining up a tree or running, I would say, it crawls across the floor, the forest floor. And I honestly kind of, like that in a sense, but with my grow tent setup, guys, that would kind of not really. Have to think about that. But I've always wondered, like, would a creeping plant crawl up a tree? Or creep up a tree, these plants, like I said, crawl across the floor. So what happens when they're in the path of a tree, And they also continue to grow. I've seen some that once they grow over the pot, they continue to grow, but the leaves and stuff are smaller because, of course, there's no roots and stuff and blah, blah, blah. So I'm wondering, like, if this McDowell decides, even the Gloriosum, if the McDowell decides to crawl and hmm, will it be able to crawl up a tree? I don't know. And still root? I wouldn't see why not. But anyway, guys, these lobes on this plant, from the mature plant, are just spectacular. Um, for me, it would be like I wouldn't, yeah, it would be like a basic um philodendron for me, only because there's like no boom pow wow factor for this plant. But seeing a mature version of this plant for maybe a year, like I said, I want this plant and I've been wanting it ever since. I think the first person that I've seen it could have been Plant Me Ashley, or it could have been Kaylee Allen, not sure. But this plant, of course, is not easy to come by down here in the South, but I do know that I can order it off of Etsy. Not sure again if I want to pay crazy prices for any plant necessarily, and I can be honest with you, I haven't looked at a price of a McDowell since I wanted it again a year ago, give or take a couple of months. So I'm not sure exactly how much they cost as of now, but I can tell you they're more than likely they are pretty, I don't say expensive, but on the high end, especially if you're wanting a mature specimen, which I'm pretty sure, if it's coming from the States, you're definitely going to pay some money. But if you're ordering it cross seas somewhere, the only thing that really gets you guys is that it's shipping. You know, the shipping is like maybe like $100, and so now you're able to go and buy a couple of plants at that price. But $100 just for a nice size $60 um Philodendron McDowell, I still don't see myself doing that because that's still $160 for this plant. That's only $60 if you get what I'm saying. So now I say that now again, we have to rewind the tape back to this Monstera Tie constellation because $160, nice size. Oh, I'm definitely paying that. But you get what I'm saying, and it just depends on the plant, guys. But this McDowell, it is a must-have. Again, and it is not at the top of the list, but it's towards the, I would say, bottom end, middle bottom end of that list, just because again, there is no wow factor for me from this plant other than like I said, when it get mature, a lot more mature, the leaves are bigger, and there are also folds. I don't want to say fenestrations. Let's say patterns. It'll come to me, guys. But markings. You know what I'm talking about. Other than that, this plant here is just like your regular philodendron, guys. You would treat it as such. You definitely don't want to give it direct sunlight. You're definitely going to burn and damage your foliage. Now, the plant itself might start to adjust to the actual brightness of that sun, but it's going to be a while. And unless you're like in a warmer climate, then yeah, it's going to be a while. So, um, of course, keep your plants out of direct sunlight. They prefer bright and direct sunlight, or um, is it called reflective direct sunlight? Something like that, you guys. But they prefer indirect sunlight. So that will encourage, of course, faster growth, and your leaves and things will also get a lot much. There we go. Your leaves will get much bigger as well. And of course, that is what we're all looking for, at least most of us. Like I said, ending result for me is bigger and maturer leaves, mature leaves, so that I'm able to actually just, see what I've done, see my growing outcome of my plants, especially my just like my gloriosum in there. If I decide to keep her, I would just be amazed of how much she's grown. And again, she's coming from a nice size stump, so she's just taking a while to grow. But yeah, I will get this guy in my collection. I'm not sure if I would be comfortable with buying a cutting from plants like this, even though I did get well, it was a actual node. It was a raw node of that gloriosum, and as of now, there aren't any roots, plenty of leaves growing. I guess of course it's pulling from that stump, but there's plenty of leaves growing, no roots. And I don't know if I want to do it that way unless that cutting came with, I don't know, guys, to be honest with you. And trying to put it in water, and yeah, I have to think about that. But I would accept a cutting from it, but of course that comes with me having to figure out how to actually um propagate her. I don't know if water would be a good thing, not sure. um Sphagnum moss of course never hurts anything, but um yeah, guys, I'm gonna figure it out. Matter of fact, once I get through with this here video, before I do the next video tonight, I'm going to look up prices on that McDowell because I do actually want to start getting some bigger specimens in, even let's say bigger, smaller specimens, or smaller, bigger specimens, however it is you want to say it. Let's just say a specimen that has 2 or 3 huge leaves, and it's probably only like a 6-inch pot big, something like that. But yeah, guys, we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, that is the Philodendron McDowell. Now the next plant, you guys, I've definitely been wanting this plant for a while. Um, let's see if you guys can guess it once I start to describe it. Now, of course, it is your like your regular philodendron. As it grows, it's definitely the leaves evolve and mature. This plant also growing up, it reminds you of a philodendron micans. It reminds you of a kind of sort of philodendron melanochrysum as well. Now, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, it's the philodendron compost. Oh, here we go. Mm. Philodendron campostatum, something like that. This. Hold on. We're gonna get this. Philodendron. I forgot the poor part. Ha. Philodendron camposportatum. There we go. Now, this plant, guys, you should. Well, if you don't know anything about this plant, guys, pictures are coming here on the screen. Now, this plant is just mouth watering. I have seen other tubers with this plant. May have seen this probably about 2 to 3 years ago, you guys, and wanted one ever since then. I should have got it, of course, when the prices were right, but I did not. And now they are, of course, ridiculous. Now this plant grows, like I said before, it reminds you of your philodendron micans or melanochrysum. Now, of course, this is not those plants, but how they grow and the velvetyness of the leaves are just spectacular. Um, just like of course your micans or your melanochrysum, the leaves on them are kind of like velvet to the touch, and of course the underside is smooth. But with the Camporus patatum, they are velvety all the way across. Now, as you can see by these pictures I'm showing you, of course the leaf color is a lot different than your melanochrysum and your micans. Of course, they unless it's dealing with light, guys, they look kind of a darkish oranges mustard is kind of color. But as you can tell by the pictures, guys, as this thing matures, these leaves do like a morphin kind of ism, kind of like you, like I said, like your regular other philodendrons, kind of like your silver sword, or even your pink princess, or I don't know any other philodendron. They tend to change as they mature and grow upward. And let me tell you, once I get my hands on this little thing, if you guys have seen like my micings or even my melanochrysum, they are growing. My micings now is just shot out another bigger leaf. I'm so thankful about that because I was finna chop her. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Ranting again. Let's stay on this Campos potatum. But check out these leaves on this thing, guys. Just imagine, even like you should already know with your melanochrysums, we're just gonna stay velvety. Your melanochrysum, once it gets big, those leaves are just long and just like a plush velvet pillow. Just imagine with these Campos potatums, they are the same way. Once they get mature, the leaves, as you can see, transform into this little, I don't know what kind of shape it is, but I think they're called the cyams, or the little heads on the plant. It comes out. It's just wonderful, guys. And even like I said, just to watch it grow and morph into something just completely different from what you bought it, it's just awesome. And again, that's a story on its own, especially when you have a channel, or when you even just have people who love plants that you can share. Like, well, this is what it started off at, and now look at it. Things like that is just trust me, to a plant enthusiast or to plant people, period, they love stories like that. Especially as a success story, and we also love the fails as well because we learn directly from a fail, and especially when it comes to plant, and if it costs some money, you learn the first time. You might lose it again the second time, but I guarantee you it won't be um, from your first mistake. But yeah, guys, I'm going to get my hand on one of these. I can deal with a cutting, and of course, she will be propagated in water, and then of course into spag, and eventually climbing up one of my infamous posts or poles, stacks of wood. Haven't figured it out what you call it, but you guys probably have seen it by now. But yeah, that will be the way she will grow in my care, and also if you can see by the pictures, just with them growing in the wild. I mean, that's how they actually like to grow, prefer to grow, and of course, you can get best results out of your plants growing that way. Again, getting them mature into a form or a way that you want them to grow. Um, Now, again, you treat this like any other. Like, how about this? You would treat this just like your Mikings philodendron or your Melanochrysum, the same exact way. I wouldn't do direct light. I would definitely do indirect bright light. Um, just for my plants, I try to do the brightest light as possible. They're not going outside, but if you guys are in a climate, or even if you have like a spider farmer light, anything strong, I wouldn't put it definitely up to the close to the top because you would definitely burn the crap out of those leaves. But I would test that um, probably with a light meter and get it as close, a little bit under close as possible, so that once it start to grow, it catches the light and everything is fine. Leaves get bigger, just wonderful. Just as long as you're, it's not burning her and it messes up your foliage. And we all know that is an eyesore. So, yeah, guys, you just treat her just like a regular old philodendron. Definitely don't want to overwater any of your philodendrons. This one is the same. Like my collection, she will be in spag, so I can't technically overwater them. So yeah, I'm going to check online once I get off of here, and also with that McDowell to do some price checks on those, and I might start writing them down in the book as well and do like a starting point price. So if I do go back and decide to buy one of these, you guys, I can actually measure, the date. Like, well, I wrote down January the 12th that it was $25, and now here it is March the 1st, and it jumped up to $350. So I might do something like that to at least measure how much money the rate is going up and down towards the plants, and that way I'm also able to be able to actually click buy, purchase, instead of having things in my cart and then come back and they're gone. And then when you go back and research them, guys, they are $50 million. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully I can catch something that is readily available, for my finances, and then also the person who is sending over or will be shipping or selling said plant. So yeah, guys, the Philodendron Campospartatum. I honestly do want that plant. She is above the top half. Oh, she is above the top half of my wish list. So she is definitely wanted. And again, I can deal with cuttings, preferably a top mature cutting. Don't we all, right? But any kind of mature cutting will work. I like the mature cuttings because of usually the stems are a lot thicker, and that usually means that the plant or leaves, usually the plants or leaves will follow suit But if not, you know, I can still deal with a younger cutting and watch it grow and train it and cut it and just continue that process until I get those mature leaves. But was that, yeah, just two for this video. But yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you for coming back and supporting Wish List Wednesdays. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Also, comment down below. Let me know if you guys have these two plants on your wish list. Maybe you already have these in your collection. Again, maybe you're able to go out and find these things at your local grocery store. Who knew? But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. And also, guys, hit that notification bell. That bell will keep you notified as into all the things that are going on here on Planting with Pete. And I think that is it, guys. I will see you tomorrow on another episode. Bye.